guys, it's Claire. When we started on this journey full of excitement, we had all kinds of expectations of what we might find, but we had no idea if any of these amazing organizations were even going to give us the time of day. But once we started talking to them, we were thrilled to discover that they really got us and what we were trying to do. They were excited to participate and willing to help out in ways that we never expected. So, here's a taste of what happened on our first few shoots and a little bit about what we learned along the way in our first production diary. Very first shoot was at Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge. At first, I was intimidated by the ladies in charge. They've devoted their lives to the rescue and care of these animals. Who am I to be telling their story? But once I saw them with the cats, I realized they are my people. We all want what's best for these awesome creatures. Learning the stories of the rescues was rough. I even cried the night before we left, knowing this would be a very emotional shoot. But seeing them safe and cared for turned those tears to joy. We checked on their progress as they demolished the old compound and moved everyone into larger enclosures with access to grass under their feet, some for the first time in their lives. Visiting Turpentine Creek is like going home, and we hope to continue to check in with them in the future. Right in our backyard, we found Atlanta Wild Animal Rescue Effort, or AWARE. Caring for animals is hard work. Our visit to AWARE proved that tenfold. With constant intakes and seemingly endless newborn seasons, it's always barely controlled chaos, cleaning, feeding, giving medical care, and rehabbing animals for release. You have to care so much to work this hard for the animals, but you also have to try to stay unattached, as the end goal is to release them all back to the wild. Only the few who can't survive in the wild stay at AWARE or other facilities as ambassadors for their species. It takes a unique person to be able to do all this and still love their job. We're set to head back to the Georgia Sea Turtle Center this summer for some nesting and hatchling action, but our first shoot showed us the ins and outs of the center itself. I was impressed to see how the Jekyll Island Authority worked with the center, other conservation groups, locals, and local businesses to promote sustainability. Even at the low season, there were plenty of folks on hand to learn about turtles, how to help them, and how the Georgia Sea Turtle Center rehabilitates them and other shelled friends. You can even watch medical procedures live with their state-of-the-art clinic right in view of the exhibit area. We can't wait to go back and maybe even see one of these guys released, a truly emotional experience. Our biggest shoot yet was at the Audubon Institute, with 5 different locations in all. We saw only a small part of the so many things you can do and see there, and met some really fun folks, like Zach, who made me eat bugs. On our rounds with the commissary staff shooting morning food delivery at the zoo, I got a surprise look at the giraffe house and even got to feed them some alfalfa. I was really struck by the amazing people we met all over the Audubon Institute. But there's no folk like swamp folk. We had a great time learning about and even feeding the animals in the swamp exhibit at the zoo. Maritime Aquarium in Norwalk, Connecticut is a really cool aquarium with lots to see and do. I actually touched a jelly. I've never done that. We saw a really cool harbor seal feeding and enrichment session, and we hand-fed the rays and sharks. But the thing that really makes Maritime Aquarium unique is their focus on the local environment and the Spirit of the Sound, the only hybrid electric research vessel in North America. You can join them on a study cruise on Long Island Sound, help with population counts, and learn about the animals right outside the aquarium's door. Crystal River, Florida offers a ton of manatee viewing opportunities, but you have to look hard for the eco-friendly ones. Our snorkel tour with Manatees in Paradise brought us up close to a mother and calf enjoying the springs despite the unseasonable warm weather. Captains Mike and Stacy Dunn, owners, rescuers, avid conservationists, and all-around manatee bodyguards were our guides. We also met Matt and Sue Clemens of Aardvark's Florida Kayak Company. Sue took us on a gorgeous nature tour of the springs, and we chatted with Matt about some of the tough challenges of conservation versus tourism. Pat Rose of Save the Manatee Club chatted with us at Three Sisters, and I fangirled all over international manatee conservation superstar Dr. James Buddy Powell as we discussed him fanboying over Jacques Cousteau when he was a boy. We learned a lot, mostly that whatever you think you're going to get, you will probably be wrong, often in the best ways possible. Something is always going to be more difficult than you thought it was. Someone is always doing more amazing work than you knew. And just when you think you couldn't possibly fall in love with an animal more, you do. But no matter where we go or what we do, perhaps the most important thing that we learn over and over again is, if we care about animals, we need to do what's best for them, not what's best for us. That's our core philosophy, and we hope you agree as we take you on more kick-ass animal encounters.